goodness.
Daniel!
Let's
Daniel
go,
West.
Daniel baby!
The Marriage Lounge.
The Marriage Lounge.
Congrats.
Hey, more excited than Nuggets Lounge. Actually, you know what? I'm excited. What's
Let's
up,
go.
everybody? Welcome to the Winners Lounge. Let's go!
Bump clap, blood clap.
We almost did it. Almost did it. Nuggets get the win in ugly fashion.
Yo.
Ugly fashion against like the zombie Jazz.
Yeah, because they were up against ugly fashion. The Utah Jazz uniforms, dude.
That's such a good one. I should make you. We'll do later in the show. I'm gonna make you name as many players that played tonight for the Utah Jazz. We'll see how deep.
Let's go 3 deep.
Yeah, because that's how I think. A lot of guys I couldn't even name. Nuggets get the win though tonight, despite the fact that it wasn't the prettiest thing. They get it done tonight by 5 points, 115 to 110. No Munder, but they get it done. I'm joined by the fellas. We're presented as always by DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app. I got Brendan Vogt, Man in Black.
Joined by the fellas and the ladies tonight. A lot of ladies and fellas. The Nuggets fans, the diehards. They took over Ball Arena. Nuggets take the win home. Let's take this Winners Lounge up, baby. Let's go.
I can't wait to see what the vibes are like of this party bus when they get back. I
They're
didn't
gonna
see
be
quite as much dancing or, like debauchery, but I felt like there's still a good vibe.
Yeah, that was the first Nuggets game I've been to in a year.
Oh, wow.
Wow,
Oh,
really?
by the way, guys, it's D-Line.
Hey, what's up, guys? That was the first Nuggets game I've been to in a year.
That's
Is that
crazy.
really true? You
Yes,
were
dude.
at the last takeover?
No, I was in Serbia.
He was. Oh, that's right.
Your Canadian girlfriend.
I forgot about that. Man.
I know.
What do you think, being back?
I was like, oh, right. Like, normally when I'm here, I'm sitting by myself eating candy and chicken fingers. So I got candy and chicken fingers.
Hell yeah,
Let's go,
go.
dude. And what happened? The Nuggets won. I
times.
went to my old go-tos, which are Boo,
fingers.
You Suck,
Oh, yeah? Did you go to that one
Yay,
again? Yeah.
and Let's Go. And I just
Alright.
hit those notes over and over and over. It was beautiful.
You're dead? Are you dead?
I am dead, yeah.
You want a little
Well,
little
I'm
life?
plugged. I'm
Oh, you got a little
I'm
thing?
juicing. I'm juicing.
Right there. And then over there, the man handing out the bets. How'd you do tonight on bets?
What up, Mom?
I did okay. Just a little bit okay.
How did you not do better on bets when there was all these points scored?
Because I was going after the second unit on my bets
Oh, that's
today.
true, yeah.
That's what ended up happening. Let me tell you something. There's people that watch it from home who are a little bit crazy. There are people that came to the bar while we were at the game and watched the game.
Yeah.
They're pretty crazy.
Pretty crazy.
And then there is a guy who got married tonight, and he is on the Winners Lounge.
Hell yeah.
He
That's
is
crazy.
a diehard.
That's a diehard
That
right
is a
there.
diehard. Crazy, man.
Diehard. I
Crazy,
love
man.
it.
That
I
actually
love
is
it.
like, now that you put that into perspective, like, dude, what are you doing?
Just go away. Just go away.
You guys berating your own audience here, man. They're homies.
Yeah,
They're
we're really glad you're watching, Daniel. Congratulations.
You guys ready for a fast recap? Later in the show, Davon Reed's going to be stopping by. He's going to be here at the DNVR Bar. Also, later in the show, we're going to have the party bus arriving, and it's going to get really loud.
This guy in the
Davon's
chat
coming, party bus
What's
is
he say?
coming.
He's just having a meltdown trying to figure out who I am. That's the third straight all caps who is Vogt.
Do you not know who you
He's
are?
losing his mind. I don't know. I'm just enjoying it.
All right.
Look at the name right there. It's Vogt's Exposed Ankles. That's someone's name.
Dude, I thank God that on a night where we have a special guest in the house, Vogt brought the raw sex of his ankles.
We're going to run Davon out. He's never coming back to this bar ever
Dude,
again.
I don't know if I'm coming back, to be honest.
Let's get into the notes here, guys. A fast recap for those who may have missed it. To start the game, my first note is that Jokic is guarding Jared Vanderbilt. Tonight, he had to guard Vanderbilt, and he had to guard Walker Kessler, which means Jokic got to take the night off defensively. Did you notice? He did not have to extend himself outside of the
That's a
paint
great
all night.
point.
He just got to relax there.
That's a great point.
And it's just kind of an interesting matchup for him. Jamal Murray rolling early. He started
Back.
this game
He's
5
back.
for 5.
He's back.
And then
Is he?
is he back? Yeah, we should do that segment
back.
later on. We'll talk about it, whether or not he is. Kelly Olynyk, I got to say, he is an interesting matchup for Jokic in particular. I don't have to do a breakdown of the list because he knows all of Denver's tendencies. He knows all of their plays, but Denver has so many counters that it was kind of fun to watch him go back and forth. I will say, what's funny?
Sorry, this chat's just cracking me up.
What did the chat do this time?
They just keep saying who is Vogt.
No, please continue with the recap.
All right, well,
Continue.
What a weird one.
I know.
We don't, none of us
Nothing
understand.
ever makes sense.
No.
Anyway, so Olynyk was daring Nikola Jokic to shoot early in this game. Do you guys remember that? He just was
Yeah.
mucking everything up and daring Jokic to shoot. And guess what? Jokic wasn't really feeling it tonight, man. 1 of 4 from the three-point line. Early in the game, they got a lot of traction out of the Jokic-Murray two-man game. But then I thought they did it too much. They started like nobody else was touching the ball there. We're going back to it over and over again. And then the Jazz start the game 4 of 6 from 3, and it's only 28-26 Nuggets. You kind of felt like, man, Denver should be blowing this team out. Here it is close. Second quarter, Bones had a rough night, I thought, struggling, getting ISO'd by Taylor Horton-Tucker, who, by the way, played really good tonight. Not nearly as good as Nikhil Alexander-Walker, who was on fire tonight. But I thought Bones had a little bit of a rough start, rough night, but a rough start to the night, in particular on the defensive end. And then no rhythm in that second unit. Again, what is it?
Nothing. No. Continue.
Again, no rhythm until the starters came back in. Jazz kept making threes. Denver would make a run, push it to 10. Jazz would come back, push it to 2. Murray did close the door in the first half. He just fell into his zone, man. When Murray's in a zone, the Nuggets make it so easy. And the Nuggets were up 61-52 at the half. And that was mostly Murray catching fire at the end of the game.
Totally.
Third quarter. So Nuggets up 9, put them away, right? No. Nuggets immediately allowed them back in. It was like a 9-0 run or something to allow the Jazz to close it to 2. Jazz got in the bonus with 5 minutes to go, and this was the game. When you play with fire and then the other team gets into the bonus with half of a quarter left to go, like you're just kind of screwed. It's going to be a tight game. You knew it was going to be a dogfight. Jokic then they make a substitution. They bring Walker Kessler into the game. Jokic put him in the torture chamber. Me and Dave were sitting there going like, poor Walker Kessler, rookie. Jokic was making it look easy, but guess what happened? They didn't go back to him for like 4 possessions for some reason. Jokic went 3 for 3, just making fun of Walker Kessler on the court. They didn't go back to him, and I was like, man, you could have put the game away right there. Also in that sequence, Aaron Gordon missed dunk.
That was wild.
That was like a go up 6. Instead, it goes back down to like 1 or 2, and it was just such a big swing play. And so I thought that one was a big one. And then Denver just did not guard anybody in that entire quarter. 38 points for Utah in that third quarter. 38. They didn't have their scorers. They didn't have their offensive weapons, yet Denver gave up 38 points. And guess what? They're up only 2, 92-90. Fourth quarter. Murray missed a couple. He hadn't missed all night. He was on fire. He opened the quarter off.
A little tired, maybe.
A little tired, maybe. Nuggets fell behind by 4, and you're thinking, like, it went from, this is just going to be a bad win, to, oh, my God, are they going to lose this game?
Or is this going to be the worst loss of our lives?
This is going to be the worst loss of the year if they would have lost to this team. Bones, interesting thing that happened, Bones started running point guard with Murray off ball. And you know what? It worked. Murray started to score again. And I think not having to bring the ball up, letting Bones be that guy, and they were just running actions for Murray, but having Bones be that guy, I honestly think it is like, hey, let's notice that. Let's probably maybe come back to that more and more as the year goes on. Murray was upset, though, tonight because he kept getting short, fragmented stits. Do you guys notice this? Was it you that pointed it out to me, Dev, that he was like pissed when he had to come out?
Super mad, especially the late one where he just went on his little small run.
Right, what I'm talking about.
He went
right
straight
here.
at the end, pissed.
Yep. And I kind of felt like it was weird too, because I know you have a rigid substitution pattern, and look, it worked out. But there was this like Murray's getting going, and the team needed it, and you take him out, and it was like crap. I will say though, I thought that stretch was the game. No Jokic, no Murray, and it was only for about 90 seconds. Denver outscored them and actually retook the lead in that segment. Bones hit a 3.
Yep.
They got a couple defensive stops, and I thought the game you could go down 6 with neither of those guys on, and now you have to come back. Instead, they take the lead. Starters just need to come in and shut the door. And guess what? Jokic comes in. He's aggressive down the stretch. He was incredible tonight with an insane triple-double. Nuggets got into the bonus with 3 minutes and 45 seconds. There was one moment where I thought the Nuggets might blow it anyway. They were up, I think, 5 points or 6 points, and Murray fouled Nikhil Alexander-Walker on a 3-point play. They reviewed it, was not a foul, got overturned, and then the Nuggets were able to kind of put this game away. All right, that's the recap. Not a pretty one. Wasn't a whole lot of like great stuff other than Murray was on fire, Jokic triple-double. Dev, what's your takeaway?
My big takeaway of the game is Jamal Murray was dominant. 13 of 19 from the field, 30 points, took care of the basketball, competed at a very high level, and he still wasn't the player of the game.
I know it.
And he still was not the player of the game. Like, that just goes to show you, like, how truly incredible Jokic is and the type of talent that they have in a Nikola Jokic. Back-to-back MVP, he gets a 31-point triple-double, doing whatever it is that he wanted to on the floor, and that's after a slow start. Like, he's remarkable. Really, that's my that is my biggest take.
Would you say that he was the DraftKings Sportsbooks king of the game tonight?
I would say things like
Look
that.
at this stat line, guys. 31 points, 14 assists, 12 rebounds. Eric, what's the most impressive part of that stat line?
The 31, because
Really?
well, because it just didn't even seem like he was.
Yeah.
Like I was like, oh man, Jamal. Like Dev said, like I'm like, man, Jamal's cooking. Like he's carrying this offense. And then I looked up and it was not the leading scorer. I mean, Jokic just does things. He just does it in silence. You just don't even notice how
4 blocks,
dominant this
too.
guy is.
4 blocks and a steal tonight for Jokic.
It just
as well.
is unbelievable. Like, and he had like 9 assists in the first half.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is triple double night, no question.
for sure.
That guy, man.
So here's what's funny about that one: 31, 12, and 14. I think only Luka puts up a stat line like that. Giannis, I don't know if Giannis does 14 assists. Like he'll get a triple double with assists, but I don't think it's that often that he gets 14. Jokic and Luka are the only two that I think put that kind of stat line up. Honestly,
Truly.
I mean, for
like,
sure.
yeah.
LeBron used to, but I don't know if he's doing
Not
that
like
anymore.
14 though. I mean, that's
Yeah, old Westbrook and James Harden.
Right.
Those are the only guys.
It's ironic.
maybe
This is
Harden.
currently old Westbrook.
Yeah, that's
He's
where
not
we're
doing
at.
any of that at all.
Not the old Westbrook. This is the old
Vintage.
Westbrook. Vintage one.
Vintage Westbrook.
All right, what's your big takeaway there, D-Line?
I mean, for me, it's like, it's another step. Is Jamal Murray? Is he back? Is Jamal back? He looked back, dude. He looked back.
You pointing this out has been the worst thing ever.
I'm sorry.
Because you're not wrong,
You're
but
not
it's like
wrong.
We do it a lot.
we do it a lot.
Well, the
Is he
problem is,
back?
that the problem is that he leaves,
he does,
He does leave.
and then when he
Stop
comes back,
leaving.
he's back. We're never wrong.
and it's unclear sometimes when he's back.
Well, that's the thing is we have to kind of remember, outside of the bubble, even at his best, Jamal is prone to some inconsistency, right? So
Absolutely.
It's
But man, he's just, like Adam's feeling coming off that road trip, and he convinced me is that the Nuggets were like not in shape. They looked like they were out of shape, like they
Yeah.
were eating road food and
Yeah.
like having a crazy road schedule. Jokic looked a little puffy. Jamal looked slow. Like everybody had kind of missed or had lost a step, and like he looked good. He didn't look tired like he did on the road. Like it looks like he's back. I don't know what to say, man.
Do you think the Nuggets, your theory about you only eat Subway when you're on a long road trip and you're sick of fast food, have they been eating Subway for
Well,
the last
no.
2 weeks?
The problem is they've been eating McDonald's.
Right.
Like those are your options. A road trip. Subway is only good. The take is, why is Subway popular
We
on
have
a
to
road trip?
clarify it.
Well, we've got a lot of inside baseball here.
Yeah.
People eat Subway because you get tired of eating goddamn McDonald's when you're on the road. So yes. They hadn't quite switched over to the Subway part yet. They were still were only eating McDonald's. Looking for the.
Thank you for clarifying that. Joke would have never been good without that
Well,
clarification.
you have the whole backstory.
Brendan Vogt, who are you?
who am I?
Yeah, who was Vogt?
Who is Vogt?
Everybody wants to know.
When am I?
When is
Who's
Vogt?
to say?
Who's to
and
say?
who am I to say it?
What's your big takeaway?
My big takeaway is I am getting closer and closer to viewing and trusting Denver as a fourth quarter team the way I used to in the past.
Wait, that's not what you said in the private group chat.
Well,
Hold
hang
on
on,
a second.
hang on.
Hold on.
I will
Hang on.
Hold
screenshot.
on. Do you remember
I didn't
Vogt
say
texting us in the group chat?
I didn't say four.
Hold on.
I didn't say four quarter team. I said fourth quarter
Right.
team. But
So
the
true.
Jamal Jokic 2-man game, my confidence is 9 out of 10, if not 10 out of 10. The defense, another night tonight, where what did they hold him to? 20 in the fourth. So, I mean, you're still praying, hoping, sobbing, waiting for them to get some stops in quarters 1 through 3, and that matters. But I am starting. Okay, if it's a close game in the fourth, I like Denver's chances, especially at home.
It's funny, man, because the Murray-Jokic two-man game is too good that it ruins the Nuggets.
There's a little crutch, a little bit.
It's just such a crutch. It's like,
Yeah.
Well,
you
I
don't
mean-
need to do anything else.
Did Luka Doncic ruin the Mavericks last year? I mean, like,
It's a joke, Eric. It's a joke. I'm just saying that it's so good that it is sometimes hard. Like after tonight, what do you think the Nuggets like take a long look in the mirror tonight? Like we need to be more serious and disciplined. They're like,
No,
oh
they-
yeah, we dicked around till the last
that's
5
the-
minutes.
Well, that's what you need in the NBA. Like
is what you
in the
need.
NBA, you have to have the guy that, or the guys that allow you the dick around default time. That's what everybody knows. No, but it's like it's true. Like the Nuggets are back. I didn't for a second think they were going to lose that game, even when it was like in the balance a little bit in the fourth quarter. I was like, I mean, Jokic is going to come back. Murray's been cooking all night. Like
You're right, but you don't lose that game because you get outplayed down the stretch. You lose that game because you accidentally get a 4-point play, or they played with fire to where some BS can happen where you're like, oh crap.
But Vogt's point is the large one in that they have those guys. Like they can screw around a little bit. I mean, I know it's irritating for the people that watch it every night and whose mood rises and falls with everything the Nuggets do, myself included. But like, it's a long season, and they're like at some points they can just throw on that autopilot, that Elon Musk autopilot out of.
Yeah. Oh, is that what that is?
That was a joke, also.
Yeah, that was.
Let's make sure every time it's a joke, Kale, can you put an indicator?
Yeah,
that was a joke.
And the best jokes need those for sure.
That was a joke.
My takeaway, I think, if I have to look at this one, is
You do.
Yeah, if I have to give one.
That was a joke.
Tonight, one of the most interesting things that I thought happened was Christian Brown was the first sub.
Yep.
And he was the first sub for Jamal Murray. And I'm not sure I like that because they went with no point guard basically in Jokic, and it just was clunky tonight. Those minutes were actually not good. And I didn't think honestly, I didn't think it had that much to do with Christian Brown at all. He wasn't an effective offensive weapon, but I didn't think his defense was bad. I don't think it was anything like that. I just thought that lineup didn't really seem to have a rhythm.
Well, when you stagger and it's Christian Brown in for Bruce, that staggered bench lineup is actually now just the original bench lineup, the 5-man bench without Christian. You know what I mean? Like a group that they've sort of spent the season trying to get away from. So,
But I'm talking about even Christian Brown with Jokic. It was.
Oh, I see.
It's got Aaron Gordon, KCP, Bruce Brown, and Christian Brown tonight without a point guard. And I do think there's some teams you can do that if you play through Jokic. But tonight it was clunky, and it kind of like. I almost felt in a weird way was part of why Denver didn't have a good rhythm all game.
Yeah, but also to stick on that, do you think that Malone goes into this and says, this is a team or this is a situation that I give this a try?
Yes.
You're not going to be able to get it at any other point. So I feel like he tried a lot of things in this game that we don't typically see, a la the Jamal Murray, switches and staggering and things like that. So you don't get mad when you try things in a win.
Yeah.
And you now see that it did not work, and it's likely not going to work against starters or a better, unit.
Right. And Denver, by the way, defensively tonight, a 113 defensive rating, which for them is like, oh my God, otherworldly.
Plan the route.
Can you believe
Plan the
that?
parade.
Unbelievable. So it wasn't like they played terrible defense or anything like that. I do think there's something to that. I will say, though, Michael Malone missed the first half of this game.
I know.
Yeah.
What was the deal? Do we know?
He hurt his back, apparently. And then after the game, he was asked about it and denied it.
Oh.
Yeah, he was like, I'm fine.
I just went to go call my mom. Make
I
sure
went to
she's
call my mom.
okay.
She's fine, though. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
You
Which
didn't
I
like
thought,
that one, huh?
though I hated it. I was just like, what the hell is this?
They're like, he's like, I went back and popped an OxyContin.
Yeah, that would actually been way better. I'm telling you, here's why I hate it. Here's why I hate it. The media is so weird. People honestly, I'm telling you, it's so weird. Why do players, coaches, everybody feel like they have to lie about the dumbest stuff? To be good at it as a coach, you have to be the biggest liar in the world.
It's true.
Am I wrong?
Yeah. And that poker face doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It
That's
truly
the
doesn't.
thing.
It's not like other coaches are like, you know what? That Malone is weak. His lower back is
get it,
weak,
though.
and he walks with a limp.
I
You
get it, though.
I want to hear the defense of this.
Well, I get it because every time a microphone is in front of his face, somebody's trying to figure
true.
something out.
Party
Even if it's
Bus is back.
nothing, it doesn't actually mean anything. You're just in that mode where you have to be cagey about absolutely everything.
Yeah.
So I mean, is it stupid? Yes, it's stupid.
Yeah.
Is it just part of the gig? Maybe.
Maybe it is. Maybe it's not. But anyway, so when we talked about Malone experimenting, I mean, I do think you come into the game with a idea in mind. But it should be noted that it was actually, the party bus is ready to go.
Party bus has
They're getting
arrived.
crazy. They are getting crazy.
But it should be noted that it was David Adelman at the helm for most of the first half. Should we blame this game on David Adelman?
Yeah, dude, that clunky ass lineup. David Adelman, fire David Adelman.
Yoke's night tonight was hilarious. I'm more confident than ever that Jokic is better than ever, but not showing it. 31, 12, and 14, and to the point, your point tonight, this was not actually, honestly was not in fifth gear or sixth
Dude, it
gear.
was a Jamal Murray game of the season. He hit
Hell yeah.
1,000 mid-range jumpers, and Yoke has the
Peaches
better
going.
line, which is not a knock on Jamal. It's just the baseline for Yoke, what he's capable of, what's expected of him night in, night out.
Yeah.
I don't think people realize that's how you would view the LeBrons of the world, the very, very best to ever play, and he's at that level.
You know what was hysterical about tonight? I feel like Utah defended Jokic as good as any team can guard him.
He had his best game of the season.
And he
statistically.
still went insane against them. Really, his best game statistically. If you didn't watch that game, you would say, oh, he did whatever he wanted against them. I don't think he did do whatever he wanted against them. but he just finds a way. Super physical, and that's what stands out is like he figured the team out, and they threw him so many different looks. They have great size in Olynyk and Kessler.
Yeah.
They sent double teams. They did everything they could. Punished them by passing it. Then when they wasn't, punished them by just getting to the rim and just scoring in different ways. He's incredible.
I think Adam made a really good point in the recap.
Thanks.
Jokic didn't have to
–
ping pong all around the court all night, was not stretched out to the perimeter, could kind of keep things in a lower gear defensively while still being engaged defensively, finishes with 4 blocks. But I just think it was a guy who had his legs underneath him all night, you know, who even when he was staring at a defense that was in his way, that knew what was coming, he just had the legs, had the juice, had the energy. And
well, it's funny because I felt like he was moving at kind of half speed tonight. Like he didn't, like he wasn't.
You know what though? Because I agree with you, but there was a point in the fourth quarter where he put a move on Kelly Olynyk where he gets like the, and it was one of those. Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like Yoke's better. Like he's so in control right now that when he needs it. It used to be like, oh, here he goes. He's going to hit a tough jump hook. Now it's like he's going to shake you so hard.
I was so mad that Walker Kessler got that block on Jokic because he was just absolutely putting him in the torture chamber.
And yet, I was very impressed by him.
He's enormous. You're impressed because he's enormous.
Well, yeah, but it's also
wait a
hard
minute. Did we see his calves? Is this a big Tom take?
He just doesn't look as much like a dinosaur out there like you might. If you were being cynical in the draft and you look at his profile, you go, look at that guy in the modern NBA. What's that going to look like? But I think he moves well. I think he plays well. Obviously, Jokic is a better player.
To circle back to Jamal, though, real quick, he did have 30 points tonight and 5 rebounds. And it really was like the moves he was making, like he wasn't getting to the rim. He was mostly shaking guys laterally in step backs, but he was so in control. He had one tonight where the clock was winding down, and I kept being like, shoot it. And he was taking his time because he was that in control, where the clock, he got off his fingertips right as the shot clock buzzed. And it was like, oh, yeah, he knew exactly what he was doing, and he was that confident.
This is a game that I feel like not toying because Alexander Walker went back at him, but you could tell that Jamal loved the Canadian competition that they had throughout the game.
You think they were speaking Canadian to each other?
I mean, there was something about it. There was something there to it. Saskatchewan brothers.
Wow.
But
really, nobody calls me a hoser. I think that's how they work.
Yeah, dude. I heard that trash talk all the way up.
Yeah. Everybody says that too out there. That's crazy. Ding. That is a joke. I really did. I really did enjoy.
I'm not super chatting tonight.
Jamal actually, he got Alexander Walker and other guys just on that second shot where he makes his move, it doesn't work, and then he's just like, okay, I'm not going to throw a grenade to another teammate. Man. I'm not going to put them in a bad spot. I'm going to take the tough shot. And he makes tough shots better than anyone else, I feel like, on the team. But it was just great to see him just compete and go at it every single time down.
Jamal got a little sauce back tonight. A little maple syrup back in the flapjacks. He was playing, like a little. He was glitching a little bit, like putting a ball behind his back and being a little bit extra just to do it. And you love it. Like that's when Jamal is rolling. Like he's got that supreme confidence. He starts doing things that are wholly unnecessary, but utterly demeaning to the other team. And that's what we're getting back. That's what you want, man. You want what Jokic does when he just demoralizes his opponent, where it's just you can't stop me, and I'm it's not going to look good. I'm going to come in lumbering, and you can't do a goddamn thing. But when Jamal starts shaking you, crossing you up behind the back, taking weird lateral step backs and just draining threes in your eyes, it's that is exactly where we need to be as the Nuggets if we're going to hit our ultimate goal.
It's, by the way, Glitch, a great nickname that hasn't stuck.
Never caught on.
Yeah, so
the reason is because the way he wrote it out as his username is super confusing.
What was it?
It's JXI. It's
it's like an old internet username. Before
you
realize
it's wildly confusing.
Use your name. Yeah.
Yeah, you look at it, you don't even realize that's what his username is.
Wait, what is that on
Instagram?
Yeah, that's supposed to be Glitch.
Yes.
I did not even know that.
I thought this is after the way that last game went. I absolutely love the way Jamal played tonight, the way he succeeded tonight. in some ways, I could say, well, I would have
piano music.
I would have loved to see him get to the rim at will, or be hitting a bunch of 3-pointers, but he didn't need to. Like it was kind of like DeJounte Murray or DeMar DeRozan he might as well have pointed to his spot on the floor and said, "I'm getting there. And that's the only place I want to go. And once I get there, you're screwed." And I thought he was enjoying himself, had that swagger.
It's really bobbing.
There was one play where they had a transition opportunity that kind of died and turned it back into half court. And Jamal streaked to the rim, and they didn't see him. They didn't make the pass. And he just mimed a fake left-handed layup and then ran to the corner. And I was like, oh, this guy's feeling it again. Spring in his step, swagger on the court. It's really cool to see. It's really cool to see.
All right, let's take a quick break here. We went a little long in this first segment. On the other side, Harrison Wynn, live from Ball Arena.
Hey.
We were just there.
Hey.
This was an awesome game to be in the fourth quarter for sure. We didn't want it to look so tight, but it was tight, and it went the way we hoped. You love to see those exciting Nuggets finishes, and one of the best ways to be in the building for those Nuggets finishes is with Game Time. Game Time is the hottest new ticketing app, getting you the most amazing last-second deals. Look, you're going to see a lot of different prices and a lot of different ways to get your tickets. Just know that after all of it, the market price, the fees, this is the most amazing deal you're going to find. And the type of tickets that go up, it's last second. It's about you in a city like Denver, where you've got all these downtown arenas, driving by one
Hell yeah.
with your buddy and thinking, I know what we're doing tonight.
You're like, hey, buddy,
Hey, buddy. Hey,
Listen
fella.
here, Buster.
Hey, listen here, fella.
we're going to go and get last-minute tickets to the Game Time app.
That's right. So you use the Game Time app. Follow the link in the description. It's one of the best ways to support us by buying your tickets through Game Time, through that link in the description. And over 15 million people have downloaded the Game Time app and scored the best seats to all of your favorite events. Let's talk about, guys, there's nothing more I love than a new ad read. And it's time to talk about Denver Health Medical.
Hell yeah, it
It's
is.
not new.
For me, it is. Hang on 1 second. It's open enrollment time for individual health plans now through January 15th. Denver Health Medical Plan offers Elevate Exchange plans available on the Connect 4 Health Marketplace with great benefits and affordable plan choices. You can call direct at 303-602-4912 and sign up online at denverhealthmedicalplan.org. Open enrollment for the exchange runs November 1st to January 15th. Enroll by December 15th to have your coverage be available on January 1st, 2023. Call today, 303-602-4912, or visit www.denverhealthmedicalplan.org. I haven't done reads in a month. I'm never doing it again.
All right, bring in Harrison Wynn, who's been waiting for like 20 minutes
Oh
at
my
Ball
God,
Arena.
dude.
He's tired of waiting. Bring him in.
I feel terrible.
There
for
he
him.
is. Win!
What's up, guys?
What up?
How was it tonight at Ball Arena? Take us behind the scenes. What was it like? We weren't there.
Yeah.
Man, there was this one section of fans that was so loud.
Yeah.
I don't know what was happening. They were all with some group or something, but just the whole game was over in section 140 or something like that. They were going crazy.
Yeah. Sweet. All right. Well, take us behind. Take us behind the scenes real quick. Tell us what you saw from Michael Malone.
Michael Malone was in a great mood post game tonight. A great mood. Early on in this game, Michael Malone left the court. He had to go to the locker room. His back was bothering him.
But I
He
think
was
that just
asked
happened to
about
Vogt,
it
by the way.
He was asked about it after the game. He did not really expand on that. He said he just had to go call his mom. So that's what he was doing back in the locker room.
Do you believe him?
No, his back was hurting. That's what was happening.
Show no vulnerability. Show no vulnerability. All right. What else?
Michael Malone, he liked that the Nuggets kept the turnovers down. He liked that they had a lot of assists tonight. And he also liked that 2 games in a row, the Nuggets defense showed up in the fourth quarter. They showed up in the fourth quarter in Portland. They showed up for the fourth quarter tonight against Utah, held the Jazz to 20 points in the fourth quarter. So I think that's the theme with this team, especially on defense. Don't give a shit for 3 quarters. Lock in when it matters.
Yeah. That's the theme of tonight for sure.
Yeah. And then he was talking about KCP, and he said that KCP had a conversation with him a couple days ago. And KCP is kind of telling himself right now, Malone says that he's reminded himself that he's a minded player. what CP has been telling Michael Malone. He's been going like, I need to get back to my roots. I need to get back to being that defensive first guy. And Malone has liked how he's played these last couple games.
It's funny because I kind of thought he was getting cooked on D tonight a little bit. I thought there was a couple plays in the clutch where I was like, come on, man, you got to make that one. But all right.
NIkola Jokic got the defensive player of the game.
Hell yeah, he
tonight.
did.
My God.
Got some blocks.
That big
Oh,
guy.
that's right.
That
What,
guy.
4 blocks? Whoa.
4 blocks, 5 deflections, 10 contested shots, 14 rebounds. The player of the game.
Wind, your Wi-Fi not great right now. Really not great.
It's
Not
a
your
tough
fault, though.
situation
Not your
out there.
fault.
It's
Not
not
your
his
fault.
fault. I can vouch.
I mean, it might be his fault.
It might be your fault.
Are you streaming movies right now? Are you? What are you like? What are you doing? Are you watching Netflix on your laptop?
Don't be doing bootlegs at the
Are you
ball
bootlegging?
arena.
Are you bootlegging?
He's watching the Entourage movie right
He's
now.
on Entourage.
Yeah. I was just trying to watch the Nuggets game.
Oh, there you go.
Nice.
Good one.
Nice.
Should I keep going? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, keep going.
Just try to finish, yeah.
Okay, so then I also talked to Jamal Murray tonight. I was like, Jamal, what was working for you in the mid-range? And he goes, everything. And I was like, seemed like you were pretty confident, had a good rhythm. And he was just like, yep. And then he goes, just let him know when you want to get it, and I'll get it.
As soon as he started lying, that's what happened. Don't try to get too much dip on your chip. That's what's happening.
All right. Well, somebody said Daft Punk win. It's so true.
And then Jamal was talking about Joker's passing, and he was just going off about the pace that Joker plays with, how he's never rushing the pass. He sees the rotations ahead of time. He just waits for them to happen, and just how he's learned a lot from watching him, especially all of last year, particularly with his passing.
Nice. Anything else?
That's all I got.
All righty, Wind.
Come through.
Come by the bar. Come hang out if you're able to. Otherwise, we'll see you soon. All righty.
0% chance.
0% chance.
0%
seen the
chance.
Davon Reed is parking at this very moment. So
Hell
we're going to
yeah.
do an uncharacteristic thing and do a quick ad break number 2. That way we can have an extended. That way we can have an extended
Wait,
third
Eric,
segment.
You got to
Let's
make like
go.
a
Just
ding
gotta
joke
be
or
smart
something.
about
I need
it.
2 minutes.
Are you serious? You need more time?
One thing about Breckenridge Brewery is they have a bunch of delicious beers, and they are the official brewery and beer makers of DNVR. You should check out the Mile High City Capolaga. It's a Nuggets-themed camp. It's got nothing to do with Boston, but plenty to do with Denver. It's delicious. It goes down easy, whether you're enjoying the Denver Nuggets fourth quarter defense or you're distraught about
what
the
it looks
Denver
like.
Nuggets any other quarter defense. It always goes good with a Mile High City Copper Lager. If you don't know how to get Breck Brew in your life, Google the Breck Beer Locator. It's a neat little tool. You tell it what kind of beer you want, where you are, and it tells you where to go next. I'm a simple man. I need to be told what to do.
So simple.
That's why I love the Breckenridge Brewery Beer Locator. Do you guys know about DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook?
Oh, dude, I won my bet tonight.
Oh, did you?
I bet on Jamal Murray points.
Well, listen, Eric, this time of year, everyone's excited about gifts and the holiday of spirits. But come on. What about all the basketball? That's what we get juiced for.
Hell yeah, dude.
And I know that when I throw down on the NBA action, it's got to be with DraftKings Sportsbook because they're an official sports betting partner of the NBA. They're partners with DNVR. And new customers can bet just $5 on any pregame money line on any NBA team to win their game. You get $150 in free bets if you do. Plus, everyone can combine multiple bets for a bigger payout with DraftKings same-game parlays. One time I hit a 10-leg. Have you guys ever heard this famous story? One time I hit a 10-leg same-game parlay. That's unbelievable. You too could be like Vogt. That's me. If you download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and bet a $5 pregame moneyline bet on any NBA team to win, you're going to get $150 in free bets if they do. That's only at DraftKings Sportsbook and only with promo code DNVR. One really cool thing in my life is athletic greens. I am not a very athletic person, and I don't get a lot of greens in my life, but I can feel like both of those things are happening thanks to athletic greens. 12 cold ounces of water, 1 scoop of this of 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole food sourced superfoods, probiotics, and adaptogens. I mix it up. I drink it down. It tastes great. I feel great. I feel hydrated. And that's why I want you to try Athletic Greens as well. Right now, it's time to reclaim your health and arm your immune system. And Athletic Greens is trying to make it easy by giving you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your purchase. All you got to do is go to athleticgreens.com/nuggets. That's athleticgreens.com/nuggets to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance.
We back?
We back. We're
That was
back like
tough.
Jamal, dude.
Do we have any other notes here about any other players that stood out? I mean, Aaron Gordon tonight, 7 of 13. I thought for his standards lately, it was kind of just an average game, almost below.
Yeah, I was a little bit shocked he didn't crash the boards a lot
harder?
better, just because he's been so good on that end of the floor, and also like just the cutting with how much they were setting up. How much they were setting up Jokic to be able to send the double teams and things like that. I just thought there would be a little bit more of those backdoor cuts and dunks and things like that.
Did you feel like, for the last 10 games, it's felt like he's struck an almost perfect balance?
Yeah.
Like he's known exactly what his plan of attack was. And I felt like maybe tonight was just a small step back, Dev. Maybe, I don't know
And that
if you-
missed dunk was such a bummer. He hung on the rim for a long time afterwards.
I know, didn't get
Like,
back in.
God damn it.
I mean, he has been that guy, right, in all these moments and ways for so many games. So don't want to rag on him, but I didn't think it was his best game of the month.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. It wasn't his best game, but it was a fine game. The Nuggets, just kind of overall, all kind of just showed up. It was sort of like like you guys were talking about, like they played as well as they needed to. They kind of were coasted, knowing that Jamal and Jokic had their back, and nobody, I wasn't upset at a lot of players, but I also wasn't like, oh man, yeah, this guy's really cooking tonight. Christian Brown did a couple good things. Jeff Green hit a couple ridiculous shots. I don't know. It was just sort of like a workman-like, but also like a work-offman-like night for the Nuggets.
One Nugget who I think is trending down right now, and I believe in him long term, just the ebbs and flows of the season. Bruce Brown, I think, has not had a great couple of weeks, especially because he was so good to open the season. So I think, it wasn't a best night defensively. He can be better. I actually was it feels so weird to use this word, almost proud of Bones Highland, who got off to a really tough start tonight, but ended up hitting some really big-time shots and kind of just kept his head in it, you know what I mean?
Pretty big three.
He's moving up my ladder of best three-point shooter. Dude, he might be the best three-point shooter.
It's like he could be playing an F game, but it's
just
the
makes
fourth quarter
threes.
and he's
Yeah,
open
he
from
does.
the corner. I'm like, yeah, that's probably going in.
Yeah, that's probably going in, man.
He stuck with it, and I thought it was not a good game from him, but it was a gamer night from him, and he ended up redeeming himself.
That's the best way to put it. That I don't feel it was a good game from him, but yet he still makes threes.
Kind of
even when
impressed
he's
me,
off,
yeah.
he makes threes.
Yeah.
He didn't hit 4 like I predicted pregame, but you know what? 3 is still a lot. 3 is still an awful amount of threes. Kale, did you see my thing in the Slack? And then also, can you bring up the super chats now? We can kind of get to them here. But I was going to say, if you guys in the chat have questions for Davon, you can start asking those. Super producer Kale will start earmarking those for him when he gets in. I'm sure he'll love to interact with you guys and answer your questions. But all right, what do we got? Here's $1 for every Jeff Green rebound. Now, David.
It's $3.
Wait,
That's $3. That's actually not bad.
I thought it was going to be 2.
I thought it was going to be 2 as
It's
well.
like when you have a fundraiser and somebody sponsors you. You go door to door. You're like, will you sponsor me for every rebound that Jeff Green?
That's a smart one. That is I would do something
really
like that.
fun. That'd be a really fun charitable.
At the end of the year, we're going to put all our money together. And we're going to buy like a slinky or something.
Give it to a kid in need.
That's messed up. All right, what else we got? Ryan Kelly says, thanks for an amazing night. Great combo with Who is Vogt. You guys are great. Thanks. Is there some I don't know?
No, it's a new bit. Ryan was one of many who had to come alone tonight. Someone bailed on him. Did not end the night alone. It was a big group of friends, a big group of homies.
Man, you made that,
That
sound
sounds
way,
super dirty.
It's way dirtier than
Yeah.
it sounded.
He found friends, is what I'm saying.
Whoa.
But he was
That's dirty.
He hung out with people.
He was in a pile of friends by the end of the night. Just couldn't tell where one friend began and the other friend left.
swimming in friends.
Quite
Anyway,
a connection of
it was cool
friends.
to see you again, Ryan.
Body? Yeah.
A human centipede of friendship
Yeah.
by the
Thanks,
end of it.
thanks for the
Skin
money.
connection with the fellas.
Oh boy.
Man, be careful what you say.
Yeah,
be
into
careful
a
what you
microphone.
say.
you know what? This is actually going live to the internet.
I don't like that.
Logan says, D-line needs to take a shot with me. You know, we got to go get the Rakia. You
Yo.
know, we haven't busted out.
Oh, word?
The Rock, the
Rakia. I
the
really
Rocky.
buried
I
what
know,
the
right?
answer was. That was
Yeah, you did.
not a mysterious way
I
to
was
bring
like,
that out.
I was like,
Rocket?
that seems too obvious. Yeah, I'll do that shot. We did a bunch of shots last night. Last night was Brandon Spano, our beloved CEO's birthday. We turned up, and then tonight we're going to turn up again. You want to know why? Because I'm looking to end my life early.
And because it's a takeover.
An honest but interesting answer. Right here, 5 says, let's go. 1 bad win down, 34 bad wins
Let's
to go,
go.
baby. Till 50 bad wins in the Midwest. I love it, dude. So many little
You're on pace. You're on pace.
packed into one little super chat. I love it. What will you do, Eric, if at the end of the year the Nuggets collect 54 of these wins?
I'll go to the playoffs with my head held high, and I'll watch them mow through the first round, the second round, and then go to the Western Conference Finals. They'll win, and then they'll win a championship. I'll ascend to heaven,
But
and
what
then
if
I'll
it
never see you
never
guys
looks
again.
good?
Listen, man, I've been a whole career of not looking good. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how
Lifetime.
it looks. I've been a whole lifetime
true.
of not looking good.
That's so
Lifetime
true.
movie.
William, our favorite Warriors fan / DNVR fan, says the Nuggets and Warriors handled business, so Vogt doesn't have a headache today.
Let's go around
now.
the
All we
association.
need is for the Pels to beat the Suns on Sunday. Do we need to go around the? Do we have more, Kel? Okay. Do we want to go around the association? Dev, do you want to walk us through the association?
Sure, but the Pels play the Suns again.
Yeah. Then
Didn't
they play
just
3
play?
times. Yeah. Then they play again on Thursday or Saturday or
Those
something.
people in Phoenix are pissed. Pissed at Zion Williamson.
Where do you stand on this?
Oh, man, I love what Zion did. That was insane.
If you don't know, Zion did a 360 windmill.
Oh, my God.
In
It was
garbage
beautiful.
time.
No, not
Game
even
was
garbage
over.
time. In the last 2 seconds
The
of
last
the game.
2 seconds, they
And the
feuded.
game was over, and he's trash talked and everything.
You know what? The Suns do lead the NBA in unwritten rules, being offended by unwritten
Someone
rules.
pointed out, remember when the Suns called 2 timeouts so Devin Booker could score 70 points in a loss?
It's so true. They're so like.
Unwritten
I'll say
rules.
this: I do think it was Bush League, and I love it. The NBA needs more like
I
it's
know,
a
dude.
Bush League. I say Bush League as
Bring
if
the
it
Bush
matters.
League back,
it
dude.
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But I like when a player's like, you know what?
Dude, I would say
F you guys.
I would watch the NBL so much more, the
Yeah.
National Bush League, more than the NBA. Dude. I love it. Like, I hate when we don't acknowledge the whole fucking thing that we're doing is for entertainment purposes. Like, that was awesome. Like, you can't get mad.
That's right.
When
the people
Kyrie,
in New Orleans paid to see Zion do a dunk.
dude,
like
That's
that.
when
what they wanted
Kyrie
to see.
throws
Yes.
the ball into the crowd because Jamal tries to hit the 50 points. Like,
Yeah.
unwritten rules are the worst part of sport. They're like, all
They're
right,
worse than the written rules.
No, the worst written rule is that travel where you the super technical version of travel where you start dribbling and somehow you've traveled.
Oh
half the
yeah,
time.
yeah. You're in the backcourt or something.
I
and
fucking
then-
hate that.
oh,
Anyway, yeah, dude, I love it. You're supposed to get people out of their seat. You're supposed to be excited, and you're supposed to punish the Suns for barking like dogs all last year. So,
yeah.
congratulations.
The best part about it is his explanation today. He's just like, yo, that's the team that beat my guys last year without me. So, yeah, I wanted to stick it to them. Oh, and he did. He did.
By the way, can we get to Jason Tatum's stat line?
Oh, yeah, we'll get around association. So let's start with,
one more super chat.
Jokic is the most physical finesse big
So
I've ever
true.
seen. It's
So
true. He is
true,
so
yeah.
physical and so finesse.
It's a great
I like
point.
it. All right, let's get to the association.
yeah. So the Spurs beat the Miami Heat. They beat
Yo,
them.
I'm so mad about that.
yo,
What are they doing around here?
12 and 15 Miami Heat. 12 and 15.
What are they doing around here?
Jimmy Butler just
Keldon
sitting there.
Johnson had 21 points in that game. 6 people score in double digits for the Spurs. I don't understand what they were trying to do over there. It was so bad that Jimmy Butler tried to score in the game. He finishes with 30 points, and they still could not pull off a win.
Heat might be cooked, man. I think that's a cooked dinner right there.
Yeah, until he starts talking about it. When he starts like bragging about things that they can do, they just turn it up. Next game we bounce around to is going to be the Brooklyn Nets and the Indiana Pacers.
You're going to have to.
Yeah, so Kale, the Brooklyn Nets they beat they beat the Indiana Pacers 136 to 133. Patty Mills, Cam Thomas. So this is a game that Kevin Durant or Kyrie Irving didn't play in. Cam Thomas leads the Nets 33 points in the game, 20 shots. Also, they had Patty Mills score 24 points in the game. On the Pacers side of the things,
We
they
don't always
had
need the Patty Mills. up here.
Tyrese Halliburton had 35 points in the game on 12 of 15 shooting.
That dude is so good.
It's so good.
Indy's fun. Indy's a fun situation right now.
It is. It's fun to watch them. The Clippers get the win over the Wizards.
Wow.
In the
Another-
game, Paul George took some good shots. Good shots. But he goes 13 of 27. He finished with 36 points in the game. Kawhi Leonard played in this one. Only finished with 13, but he's working his way back into it. He has 30 minutes played in the game. On the other side of things, Kyle Kuzma has 35 points. Porzingis finishes with 30 points in the game.
Dude, is Porzingis back?
He's been good this year.
I know, he's been really good this
been
year. Like,
pretty good,
confusingly
man.
good. I was ready to completely write him off.
But that team is sliding in the wrong direction.
Do
It's
I
pretty
have to
bad.
write him back on, though?
Yeah, no, you keep writing them off. Just
You
hope
can
that
write
things
him on
keep
as
on
a
happening.
good player, bad team guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
The Cleveland Cavaliers get
you
the
gotta
win
write the
over,
Cleveland Cavaliers.
over the Thunder. Yeah, that's a team that really doesn't matter. SGA goes for 23 points. He has only
Off
2
night,
rebounds,
dude. Off
three
night.
3 assists. This was not a good game from him, especially with 31 minutes played in the game. Josh Giddey has 17 points, 13 rebounds in the game. 13 rebounds. Has a monster game. In this one, the Towers, Evan Mobley and Jared Allen had 21 points apiece. Karis LeVert has 22 points in this game. Looks like they played without Donovan Mitchell. They played without Isaiah Mobley. They played without Darius
Evan
Garland.
Mobley.
Yeah, so they played without people in that game.
This might be the most distracted show we've ever done. There are so
It's
many
every-
things happening.
everything is
so
happening
hard.
around
Adam
here.
keeps standing up.
It's
He's,
so
as
difficult.
though he's not the literal host of the show.
Yeah, I don't know what to do.
He's clapping
this
and stuff.
area here?
So the Bulls blow out the Dallas
I
Mavericks.
saw that, dude.
Luka did not play in this game,
Okay.
and it looked like it. In the game, it was Christian Wood that had 21 points. Spencer Dinwiddie, a Colorado guy, has 27 points. Davon is here. Everybody's going crazy. So we could just push on to the game that actually matters. The Boston Celtics. Do you want to take this one or do you want me to take this one?
I'll take this one real quick. Look, a good team, a finals caliber team. Who did they play in the finals last year, Eric? Was it?
I think it was the Golden State Warriors, if
did-
memory serves.
Boston won the title, right?
No, they actually lost the title, as you
Oh,
remember.
that's tough. Well, they got him back tonight. Big time revenge. Oh, I'm sorry, they lost 123 to 107. But Tatum played well. Oh, that's right. He shot 28% from the field.
Man,
I'm out.
Boston been so good this year.
I know. They
Jason
lost
Tatum.
one though, and you know what? They lost the one that matters because they lost the one that was the rematch.
Are we sure they're going to win?
I'm gonna go grab bring Davon up. I know he just walked in. As
Yeah,
you
yeah.
heard the crowd going wild there. Vogt's gonna go chug like 12 beers in celebration.
if-
He's like, I was supposed to look for who again?
If you were ever confused as to whether or not this is an internet-based show, tonight is the show that reminds you that we live exclusively on the internet.
Exclusively.
This is a wildly unprofessional show we're putting on for you tonight.
Did you expect the professional one today?
No, I didn't. I'm just reminding myself that, I mean, obviously, this is where my expectations are, but for anyone new, this is the level at which we've hit.
This is. You know what's funny is this might be the first game of the year that I don't know who Denver plays next.
Yeah, I think it's the Washington Wizards.
Oh, that's right. Is it Monte in
I
town?
think it's a Monte.
Is Monte in town?
I believe so.
Is he coming up?
Mr. Wizard in town.
Oh, okay. All right. We're just waiting on him. Downstairs kissing babies and everything else.
Man, the crazy thing is how many babies are in the bar tonight.
Yeah, so many babies.
Everyone brought the babies to get their forehead signed or something like that. I don't know. My skin is sensitive. I would break out if somebody ever signed my forehead or touched it. So
Yes,
I kind of
sir. Yes,
understand what it
sir.
is.
Here he is.
Yeah, hey.
What's up, man?
Here he
Come
is.
on
Come
in.
on
Come on
through.
in.
Come on
Grab a
through.
seat. Hop a seat.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How's it going? How's it going?
What's up? What's up?
It's good to see you, man. Really good to see you, man. A little bit of water here. Yeah, so we're live. We got all the Nuggets fans right now watching us. Joining
yeah,
the
dude.
show,
Look
of
at
course,
us.
Clutch Reed,
Look at us.
a.k.a. Mr. Dependable, a.k.a. Davon Reed.
Yeah, they didn't think you were going to show up, and I was like, that's Mr. Dependable, dude. He's coming through.
Pull it in nice and tight here. This mic nice and tight. So I got to ask you that one first, man. I've never heard this story. How did you get the nickname Mr. Dependable? You know that's your nickname, right? That's
No,
Yeah,
I'm
really?
Not, I'm not aware of that.
That's crazy.
Harrison Wind told us. He looked on the internet.
I think
Wait a
it's your
minute.
official name on like Basketball Reference or something. It says Mr. Dependable.
Somebody's lying.
That's a pretty good nickname to have. I'm humble by that.
This
Thank
is
you.
unbelievable.
What are some of the nicknames that you do have?
Everybody calls me. It's funny because everybody calls me D Reed.
Yeah.
D.
Like,
Reed.
everybody calls me D Reed. Never Davon, and then my family all calls me like that. Like,
Do they ever call you
different
Mr.
nicknames.
Dependable though? That's the real.
That's wild, man. That's wild,
What
man.
if do they say Sir Dependable? Maybe they switch it up.
That would be even better.
See what I'm saying? Sir Dependable. You guys heard it.
You're writing that. Write that down.
So here's my first question for you, man. Like this season, we always watch basketball, we analyze, we do this or that, but we never know what it's like to be the basketball player.
For sure.
You guys start out in San Diego for a whole week. You're in California for preseason. You guys have been on the road. I mean, there's been like hardly any games. Does it feel different this year how much you guys have been on the road to this point?
Truthfully, I feel like our schedule's been crazy. Like even last year, I felt like that. Honestly, I don't know why it seems like we had such big stretches. I remember last year, I came on in December.
Right.
So even from when I was there, we were in New York 3 different times. Like we
Right.
were, like usually that doesn't happen. Like you
All at
have
once.
that, they knock it all out at once when you're a West Coast team going to the East. So. Schedule's been crazy, but I truthfully felt like that last year. But it's been nuts. Like it's been come home for a game after being on the road for a week, go back on the road. So it's been.
How much does it affect you though as a player?
You gotta adapt, man. Nobody feels sorry for you.
Yeah, yeah, of
Everybody
course.
else is going through it too. So you know.
Is that something that the team talks about when you guys look at the schedule? Like you just went through a tough stretch. Now you're going to go through a home stretch. Is that something that you talk about? And do you guys rally around those type of moments?
I feel like as players, we're just like in the midst of it. So we're just trying to take it one game at a time because there's so many games like back to back. But Coach did remind us of that. We had a meeting some point this week, and he reminded us like we regardless of where we are right now, you guys probably don't realize we've had the toughest schedule in the NBA. We had the toughest away schedule. So like when you're in the midst of it, it's hard to like kind of think about that. But it has been crazy.
You're home now though for like a nice 6-week stretch or something. I
Yes.
did the math earlier. You guys are only gone for like 5 nights or 6 nights, end of January. So
Yes.
hopefully it gets a little easier.
Yeah, it'll be a good time for us to capitalize and get into a groove at home and around our crowd and the fans and stuff. So definitely looking forward to that.
All right, I'm curious this one. How did you end up on the Nuggets Summer League roster? Because I know you know with Phoenix and some different places, but who reached out to you? What's the connection? How'd you land here?
Man, it was nothing but God, honestly. So I was playing with Category 5 UM. We had a team in TBT for the first time. Playing for that, we got to like the 8, I think.
Okay.
Lost to the champions that won it this year, actually.
Really? Who is it?
Buffalo. And coincidentally, we beat Buffalo in a tournament my junior year when we went to the Sweet 16.
Oh, wow.
But
that tournament is good, man.
it is.
It is
man.
fun,
It was
too.
fun. It was fun.
When it came out, I thought it wasn't going to be
No, it was
interesting,
fun.
but it's
No,
interesting.
They do a good job. Shout out to TBT. They do a real good job, man. So because I was in that, I'm scrambling like, where am I going to play Summer League? Crazy enough, my grandfather passed away, so I had to go back home for his funeral, like right before Summer League started. I was going to originally play with, I think, Utah. They go to Summer League early, couldn't do it. I think Chicago potentially.
Man.
I wasn't vaccinated. Denver had a big blowout with all it was like one spread. Somebody got.
Oh, that's
so
right.
They needed players to come in. Came right in, and I knew after just being overseas, like, you know, this is my opportunity. So I just went and played my game honestly, and just play hard and tried to make an impression from day one. And here we are, honestly.
When did you know, though? Like, when did you start picking up steam? Because you come in, there's always, like, the drafted players. Right. And then maybe there's one guy, I'll ask the coaches and stuff, like, hey, when did you know, like, nope, I'm starting to stand out?
Well, I've been in this long enough, man. I mean, I'm new to the Nuggets, but, like, I've been bouncing around a lot in my career. So I've seen a lot. And I just knew just being steady and all that during Summer League, take it one game at a time.
Right.
Like I said, some people were out. And then one game they sat me down. So I'm like, oh, okay. Like, you know what I mean? I know that it don't really mean a whole lot, but at the same time, it's like, okay. Like, they rest me. They rest me with some other players on the team. So, yeah, man, and just eventually ended up to a camp invite, and then, yeah.
I feel like every NBA story is this way in that, like, I'm not saying it's luck because it's talent. There's just so many talented dudes, but I just feel like so many things go right for you to get a chance.
Man, and with the path that I've had, I'm not sure if you guys are, like, even aware, but, like, the path that I've had, like, I've had to go the other way so many times, and, like, the crazy thing, like, at the end of the day, it's a numbers game, man.
Right.
It's not even, like, talent level, situation, literal money stuff. So it's a lot that goes into it. So just like you said, like, having that just, like, lightning in the bottle, as my agent says sometimes. So.
Yeah. You've been on a few different teams, and you've been a guy that's pretty well traveled. What are some of the pressures that people don't see, or downsides of being on a two-way contract and having to work through that?
Again, like, I think just for whatever position you are in as a basketball player, most people from the outside looking in think that, you know, it's just an easy thing, you know, regardless of.
I think that.
I think it looks like the hardest thing on earth.
That looks like the hardest thing.
I truthfully do, man. I think people, like, underestimate how tough this thing is, you know, especially for, you know, people that are quote unquote journeymen and stuff as well. Getting a two-way contract, you know, it's so many levels. So that's a loaded question, man. I would have to sit and talk about that for a while, but I'll circle back to say that I think it's a grind, period. But I don't think everybody understands the grind of it. Just like we just talked about scheduling and all that. You know, I had somebody, a part of the organization, travel with us one night or one trip, and they were like, y'all got to do this and play? Like, I got a newfound respect for y'all. And I ain't even, and then first I'm just like, whatever. And then I thought about it, like, people don't understand sometimes, you know?
Right. So what was it like then when you get the deal? You know, I think it was in July this year.
Yeah.
I know you probably knew it was coming in this or that, but what was it like? Because, like you said, so many starts and stops, but to get it.
Well, it was a blessing. Like, you know, obviously last year being able to convert to some 10 days into a two-way.
Yeah.
And now, like, be back in the league on a league contract, you know, after being overseas, after being in the G League, you know. So it was refreshing, like, to know, like, all that hard work, all the miles traveled, just staying confident, like, throughout it all, like, that it paid off, you know. And I'm still working, I'm still climbing, it's a never-ending thing, you know.
Yeah. I mean, I think when anyone in our world thinks about you, they think first and foremost about that game that you had against LeBron James, where you, like, really locked him up defensively. Was that is that like a big moment in your career? Is that something you look back on?
Oh, just because of the height of the moment and just
incredible.
like where I was in my career, it'll always be something I remember. But it's not like something that, like, I dwell on. It was a dope moment.
I mean,
know
I
what
dwell
I'm
on it
saying?
enough.
Like,
I think about it all the time. You don't have to.
Do you think it's your moment?
huh?
Do you think it's your moment, or do you have a bigger moment that you yourself personally feel is bigger?
And since I've been in the NBA,
Yes.
I think just the whole game for me, yes, that was my biggest moment. But I know I got more to come for sure.
Oh, for sure.
That's why I don't want people to feel like that's it for me. You know what I mean? I got, like I said, I'm still working, I'm still grinding, like, I'm still figuring out this season as well. Like, there will be more moments like that for me, you know? So
What is next for you individually, like your individual game? What's a part of your game that you look at, you're like, I'm adding this. This is what I'm working on.
for me, we just got so many new pieces this year, you know what I mean? So we're all trying to figure it out. Coaches trying to figure it out. We're all learning each other, and we've had some highs and lows, but we're figuring out and we're playing well. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's a process. So even for me, it's like, how can I impact the team and impact winning? Because at the end of the day, that's all that matters to me is, can I impact winning? You know what I mean? So some nights it'll be needing to make threes. Some nights it'll be with the defensive presence. Some nights it might be for making plays for other people. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Whatever it is, I guess that goes to the nickname, credits the nickname, Mr. Dependable. I want to, whatever you need that night, that's what I want to
You might as well stick with that
You
one.
gotta stick
You might as well stick with that one.
This is
on
a shock.
Wikipedia.
This is the shock of the year for me.
We have called you this no less than 1 million times.
Yeah, probably 1,000,001.
That's unbelievable.
Well,
I
you
cannot-
talk about impact and you talk about offensive, defensively. What do you yourself think you are? Like, there's people that are bucket getters. There's defenders. What do you hang your hat on?
I'm a winner.
I love
I'm a
that.
winner.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, like I said, I truthfully mean it's not about me. It's really not. Like I thrive in like us doing well, you know. So I'm a different player, different nights. You know what I mean? I can do a lot. I can score the ball. Yes, I can score the ball. I can shoot the ball. I can make plays. I'm a great defender. You know what I mean? I'm vocal. That might be one of my biggest strengths is how vocal I can be, and I like to think that I do impact winning by, just leading by example.
Oh, yeah.
So
Where's this team at? We got some questions from fans, but real quick before we get to them, where's this team at right now? I know we're only 25, 26 games in, but what do you feel the team, are they about to turn a corner, defensively improvements? Like, how would you analyze the season so far?
it's still so early, man. It's still so early. We have so many lineups, players in, players out. It's hard to pinpoint one thing, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, it's truthfully hard. It's hard for me to pinpoint one thing.
When do you think a team knows what they are? What is the arc of that? Mid-season?
I say kind of right before break, All-Star break.
Okay.
Because you see most teams, when they go on their push, they go on their push post All-Star break. You know, people had a little bit of time to relax. Hopefully you guys headed into All-Star break on a high note. You found your identity, what works for you, what it's going to take for you to win games, and then head into the playoff push, honestly.
Did you know there was a Denver Nuggets bar? This is a Denver Nuggets bar. Did you know there was such a thing as
I
a
did
Denver
not
Nuggets
know
bar?
Let's go, dude.
So you walk into the bar, you see
This
it
is a
packed there,
Davon
everybody
Reed
waiting.
bar.
The ovation was awesome when Keon was putting this together and he shared the location with me and I looked it up and he was just telling me about it. I'm like, wow, podcast, all that, like, they don't do a good job, like, explaining to us what our resources is. And I don't know, I'm not saying who they is.
Yeah, sure.
We call this we call this bar Mr. Dependable.
Okay. I like that.
All right, so we got a bunch of Nuggets fans tuning in right now live, and they're sending in their questions for you. So let's get to some, Kale. What do the people want to know? Seth asks, in honor of Mr. Dependable, thanks for stopping by, Davon. So that's just somebody that just
Appreciate you, man.
paid money to say that.
I appreciate them having me on, man. Much love.
Lots of love. All right, Sir Homer says, question for Davon. Everybody wants to know about the lockdown of LeBron. When he locked down Bron, what was going through his mind?
All right, I'll share the quick version of the story. So my rookie year in the NBA, just coming back from injury, didn't play much. We go to Cleveland. Bron is still in Cleveland. They check me in. They say, guard Bron. He was posting me up. He scored with me like it was either score or foul like 4 or 5 times in a row. Came out the game like that. Boom. Haven't seen Bron just, because of my journey. Like, I haven't run into Bron, played Bron since. So I'm just like, whenever I see Bron again, because this is my favorite player. I'm not afraid to admit that. Growing up, my favorite player. So it's like, I didn't leave the impression I was supposed to leave, just for the game's sake. And, so I was thinking about that. I was plotting on that for a long time, So.
What else we got here, Kale? We got more questions for Davon. Draglatine says, Davon, what's your favorite rakia? Do you see? This is a dumb question. Do you know what rakia is?
No.
Rakia is the Serbian liquor. So Jokic hasn't turned the team on to Serbian food and alcohol yet?
No.
Okay. So he doesn't have one. We might have to remedy that. Maybe later tonight, Davon can try a Serbian liquor. It's rough, man. It's rough. You can imagine. What else we got? What was Davon Reed's first impression of Jokic?
Man, I had been a fan of his game prior to being on the Nuggets. I like people that can impact the game 94 feet, and my God, he impacts the game 94 feet. So first impression, seeing him live, it's even more impressive. You know what I mean? Because, he has these quote unquote things people say about him, like lazy, slow, and all that. He's not slow at all. He plays at his own speed. Like he's a wizard, man. He's really good.
I feel like everybody has. A couple of years back, it was controversial, this or that. I feel like the league has given him his respect. Like the league kind of gets it now.
Back-to-back MVPs.
No.
Interesting.
No comment.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
What makes Jokic different?
I respect a lot about him, man. He plays a lot. He does it consistently, night in, night out. He could easily score 30 a game, like 30 plus a game, but his ability to make everybody involved in the game, his approach, off days, he's in there getting his treatment, lifts every day, lifts post game, like professional for sure.
Let's get a couple more here, Cal, and then I know people downstairs are going to want to take some pictures. Clamoring for him.
Mr. Reliable.
Davon, question, what's unique about this team? That's a good one. I like that. What about this team?
We got the talent, man. We got the pieces to do it. It's not even about pressure per se. I don't think. I think we just need to just, like you said, like hit our stride, come into our form. But we've got the pieces, man. We've got from the rotational players to players that aren't in the rotation right now, man. Got people like Mike out for a few games, and you see people just step right in. Like, we've got interchangeable pieces, man. We've really got a lot.
Yeah. All right, let's get one last one in here. And Davon, how has it been playing with Bruce? I know former teammate Bruce. And what's your favorite restaurant in Denver? So 2 questions.
Ooh, okay.
All right, finally a question.
Playing with Bruce, man. So for those that don't know, Bruce and I went to Miami together. I was a senior. He was a freshman. And I seen the potential he had there. So to see him play in the league up to this point and then now be my teammate has been awesome, man. Yeah. He's had a great career and had a great season so far, man. Big things for him. So it's definitely been awesome sharing the court with him. And my favorite restaurant, Denver's got some pretty good food. This is tough.
Okay.
I don't know what my favorite restaurant is.
You're from Jersey, right?
I am. I'm from New Jersey.
So it's not like that. I mean, there's everything in Jersey.
Yes. I think right now,
DNVR Bar.
Greenwich. Me and my girl's been going to Greenwich.
All right.
Greenwich.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right. My favorite right now.
There you go.
What do you think of Denver? What's your impression of it?
Denver's dope, man. I'm from New Jersey, so it's so far from me, and it's not like California or Vegas where you hear about your whole life.
Right.
So Denver, like, it's dope, man. Dope little city. I lived in downtown last year, so I got a chance to see like the actual city side, the bar scenes, the restaurants downtown, obviously the arena right there. So now I live a little bit further out now and getting to see more of Denver. I'm like, oh, Denver is really smooth. Got a chance to go. I know it's not quite Denver, but Vail this summer.
Colorado, though, man. It counts. Yeah, we claim it.
It was awesome, man. It was like a breath of fresh air, and I was like, it's not that far, and like, it's super dope, really nice. So.
Wow. That's all you had to say, man. We're the easiest people to please.
I know. You just be like, I like it. We're like,
you don't even have to say love it. Just like it. It's all right. We're like, hey.
Give no details afterwards. Like,
are y'all all
the greatest
from Denver?
Guy we ever met.
All y'all from Denver?
Yes.
Born and raised?
Yes, sir.
Dope.
All of us.
Dope.
Oh, Colorado. He's from Collins.
I'm from Vail. Let's just say that.
From Vail.
Collins.
Kel, hit that outro music.
Hold on, I have one. Sorry,
hit
one
the
last
outro
question.
music anyway.
I know that you're in your second. You had your second annual Davon Reed camp, where kids are working on being dependable, and also you have I have to throw that in there. You have the Dream Builders Foundation that did things for Thanksgiving. What do you have planned going forward?
Wow, man. All that stuff was really important to me, honestly. Like, you hit on camp. Was blessed enough to have camp for the second time this year after, COVID kind of threw a wrench in that for a couple years. So that was dope. Keon and I, Game Like Sports, my foundation, Dream Builders, we had an awesome event at Haven of Hope. Had some hot prepared meals, donated some clothes, awesome event. we're working on some stuff right now. I don't want to say exactly what we have planned, but we'll be doing a couple things this month as well. So please stay tuned to that. Follow me on Instagram, ClutchReed_5, and Twitter. Keep you updated with all that stuff for sure.
Hell yeah.
But definitely love getting involved in the Denver community. You guys have embraced me, so be looking forward to continue to do work. So stay tuned for that for sure.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, man. We really appreciate you coming on. This is a really cool
Appreciate
thing.
Means a lot
Stopping
to
by,
us.
especially after a game. I know you had to
For
get out of
sure.
there quick.
For
So
sure. I appreciate y'all having me.
we appreciate it. I know the people downstairs are going to want to take some pictures,
For
talk
sure,
to you,
for
hear
sure,
your
for
story and
sure,
everything
for
else.
sure.
Everybody else, also
Yeah,
look at the
just-
chat,
just
man.
go-
You see this? Just look at the chat.
For
They're
sure,
all
man.
throwing you
Appreciate
love,
the
man.
love.
And when every
Always,
one of
Nugget
them calls you
fans.
Mr. Dependable, just smiling now. Just go along with it, man.
You might have to just become
I'm here
Mr.
for
Dependable,
it.
man.
I'm here for it,
You
man.
just-
I'm here
not the
for it.
nickname you wanted, but
I'm here.
we gave it to you on
I'm
accident.
here
always,
for it.
you don't always get to choose your own nickname. I've learned this very well. Man.
I'm here
so
for
true,
it, man.
So true.
I'm-
Everybody else, hit that like button on the
Yes,
way
sir.
out. We'll see you guys on
For
Monday.
sure.
Go!
For sure. Appreciate y'all.